welcome back. So, Imperfect Woman episode 5 finally answers the biggest question, how Nancy's affair with Howard even began. But in doing so, it opens up even more chaos. At the start, Nancy is clearly struggling in her marriage. She still loves Robert, but he is distant, distracted, and emotionally unavailable. When she finds an email about separation of assets, she spirals, convinced he might be planning to leave her. And instead of clarity, she finds comfort somewhere else. That's where Howard comes in. At first, he is just Mary's husband, someone in the background. But during the ballet production, the two start interacting more, and slowly things begin to change. Unlike Robert, who dismisses Nancy's work, Howard actually sees her, he appreciates her ideas, supports her, and makes her feel valued at a time when she is at her lowest. And that emotional validation becomes the turning point. After a series of vulnerable moments, including opening up about her past trauma, their connection crosses the line. One night after drinking, they act on their attraction and the affair begins. But this isn't just about love or even desire, it's about Nancy chasing something dangerous, something that makes her feel alive when everything else feels like it's falling apart. At the same time, we start to question Howard's motive. Is he genuinely drawn to her, or is there something darker behind his action? Because as the episode unfolds, everything starts to unravel. Nancy eventually learns the truth about Robert and it completely flips her perspective. He wasn't planning to leave her at all. In fact, he was trying to protect her. After a failed investment nearly destroyed his family financially, Robert secretly separated assets to ensure Nancy would be safe even if things collapsed. He thought she might leave him if she knew the truth, so he tried to prepare for that possibility. And just like that, the misunderstanding that pushed Nancy into the affair comes crashing down. The two reconcile, finally communicating honestly, and it feels like things might actually heal. But it's too late because Howard isn't ready to let go. When he sees Nancy's growing closer to Robert again, he snaps. He confronts her, becomes aggressive, and refuses to accept that the affair is over. What started as emotional support turns into control and then into outright manipulation. He even threatens to expose everything. And just when Nancy decides to come clean to Robert, the truth comes out in the worst possible way. Robert finds explicit messages on her phone. The confrontation is explosive. He's furious, heartbroken, and completely blindsided. What makes it worse is that while he was blaming himself for their marriage falling apart, Nancy was hiding an affair. The situation turns violent and Nancy is forced to leave the house. But the final twist, Mary, she is waiting outside, watching, following Nancy as she drives away, and suddenly everything feels suspicious. Did Mary already knew about that affair? Was this all part of a bigger plan involving her and Howard, or is she just now discovering the truth and trying to piece things together? Because looking back, her behavior doesn't feel innocent anymore, with secrets, betrayal, and possible manipulation at play. Episode 5 ends on a shocking note, raising one terrifying question. Was Nancy just caught in an affair, or was she been set up all along? Thank you for watching. Bye.